All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome to TNT Championship Season 2, 2024. I am Deltheus, and we've got two matches here for you today. This is the quarterfinals match between Sasha and ThisGuy. The winner of this will advance to the semifinals and face off against QQ. And after this, we will have Melvin Fro versus Tatanka live, and that is a semifinals match. The winner of that will advance to the finals. Really exciting. We are trying to get this tournament wrapped up here. Apologize, I haven't really been able to stream the last couple months, just been busy in real life. But yeah, hoping if I get some time on the weekends, pop up. There's actually a lot of stuff going on. If you are watching this on YouTube and you're hungry for more content, Mocaccino has actually been streaming quite a bit. So shout out to him. I will put his links in the description of this video here so you can easily find it on YouTube if you're looking for more streamed content. And other than that, I think we should just get away. There's also Space Nuts doing a little tournament as well that I'm participating in. So plus there's the open division. So there's so much content right now. I'm just being lazy and not streaming it. So yeah, multiple tournaments going on at the moment. I will try to, when I have time on the weekends here, pop on and cover some more games. I really like where the game is at right now. It's actually really fun to play, and I think it's really fun to watch as well. The Raccoon and the Crow are cool units. The meta is pretty fun. So without further ado, I think I'm ready to hop into this game number one here. Sasha versus ThisGuy. Let's go. All right, up top, we've got ThisGuy. And in the bottom right, Sasha. Okay. Wolf from Sasha. We got the Wolfcam Falcon, Squizzard. I like to see the Squizzard. I think Squizzard's making a little bit of a comeback. ThisGuy does have his classic, we call it the ThisGuy comp or the ThisGuy push of the Squirrel, Pigeon, Mole, Skunk, because he made it kind of famous years ago. Mole's not the hottest unit at the moment. They don't do too much combat damage, but they're still pretty good at soaking up damage and kind of being a tank unit. So curious how ThisGuy is going to utilize the moles. Moles are always going to be great just at those like tempo type pushes, and so I think that there's always going to be some value in it there. So yeah, gotta let this one cook a little bit. Map is looking decent for both players. This guy's got a nice natural here and a third base, kind of up on this high ground, but it's pretty decent for Sasha to attack into as well. The lizards are not going to get a lot of runaround style harass, I don't think, on this game. Let me actually just turn the music down slightly. It is a little bit loud in my face. Okay. Cool. All right. So let's see how the players want to start. I don't think 8-farm double is super popular anymore. Yeah, you normally see players going like the 8-farm single warren into that second base, as we see Sasha do now. Good job blocking, by the way. Like, did not let the squirrel get paid for before the tower. A little bit of efficiency there. Meanwhile, this guy going for the straight up tier 2 with the skunks. Now, Squizzard versus skunk can be interesting because I think Squizzard is actually good against skunk, but once you get double skunk up, like 4 skunks total with pigeons, I think the needle starts sliding the other way because that's just so much HP to chew through. So curious what this guy's going to go. Pretty aggressive opening so far, and Sasha is pumping up the economy at the moment. This guy's got a good scout of what's going on. Sasha hasn't been back to this guy's base in a moment. Needs to get over there and see what they can see. Still no gristmill from this guy, so that's got to be a little bit alarming for Sasha. Good scout, though. Sees exactly what this guy's up to. Now, the question is, will this guy commit to a push? And it seems like the answer might be yes. The units are starting to move out here. Get into middle ground a little bit. Waiting on that second skunk. I think this is a good idea, right? Yeah, you got the moles as well. Sasha really overcommitted to economy here. And let's see if now if Sasha can hold this without taking much damage, then they're going to be in a phenomenal position. So this guy's going to move forward, start pre-gassing here. But the problem is Sasha just doesn't have that much on the ground right now. The lizards are starting to come in, trying to target down that first skunk. This guy does lose that skunk, and Sasha defending quite nicely with this micro here. Wow, really impressive hold from Sasha. This guy is moving forward, but the thing is, like, if you look at it, maybe, ooh, getting that skunk is going to be huge for Sasha. Oh, yeah. Wow. Really great squirrel control there. Very impressed. Yeah, so this is very, very bad for this guy now because, you know, even if this guy won that fight, which they didn't, not only did they have to win that fight, they had to do damage. That's the thing. Like Sasha got those two farms up and running incredibly early. So their economy is like 15% or so better than this guy's. So this guy's not out of the game yet, but this follow attack from Sasha is going to be brutal. Yeah, and Squizzard actually does quite nicely against Skunks, as I was saying earlier, because you can kind of use the squirrels that fight. You got to be careful with like hard targeting stuff, because you don't want to lose DPS or just have your units kind of walk past the other units and take damage. But you can kind of hard target with the lizards on the skunks. Yeah, and this guy kind of realizes that, gets rid of them. And let's see what kind of scout did. Okay, this guy did see the tier 2. So is Sasha aware that the skunks are gone is a question. I do think that was a smart move from this guy to ditch the skunks and just kind of rely on some squirrels here. Now, if this guy is aggressive with their economy, they can potentially pull back ahead income-wise. But for the time being, Sasha's definitely, I almost said the Sasha. Sasha's definitely farmed more resources, which is very important in any RTS game. But yeah, you can see here that this guy is trying to be aggressive and catch up. So this guy kind of wants the game to go on a little bit longer. The longer the game goes on, the less it matters about that resource deficit. But Sasha's army is looking pretty deadly. Gonna come in and start the engagement here. All this guy has is Squirrel's not gonna be happy about the skunks. I'm not sure how much he knew about the skunks. He needs to be careful about that commander health, getting very low. Heals back up, but I think Sasha's just gonna crush this engagement here. And this might be a very fast game number 1. Let's see. Sasha does get pushed back. Keeps the skunks alive. Very important. Okay, so this guy's not dead, but kind of on his last leg. Like, he's got one big Hail Mary left in him, and he's going to go for that Badger. So if somehow Sasha does not see the Badger, maybe this guy can win. But it's getting harder and harder for me to keep hyping this one up. Sasha's in a very dominating position here. Let's see what this guy can do. The skunk gas coming down. Great pre-gas here from Sasha. This guy's going to have to be forced to engage. You can't really kite too much in Tooth and Tail. And yeah, with all that money wrapped up in the Badger, I think this is going to be a tap from this guy. I mean, there's no way that the Badger's actually going to get out here. Too much damage has been dealt. And I think that game number 1 here is going to Sasha. It's absolutely over. We will just fast forward the rest of this. Yeah, there it is. Okay. There it is. GG. It's games like this that just make me think I just don't understand this game at all. Because, on paper, this guy's push at the beginning, I feel like that should have done so much damage, Actually, I want to watch that again. Because let's think about this for a second. Think about this game state. I really think Sasha just must have had such incredible squirrel micro here. And plus the fact that Sasha had so many tier 1 Warrens, I think that's really what helped out too. But just basic RTS theory, right? This guy goes for an aggressive opening, gets a doubled skunk, which hard counters the squirrels. Sasha's invested 180 food into economy. So right here, let's think about this game state for a minute. Sasha has a lot of squirrels. I think a lot of this came down to how Sasha is moving these squirrels. Let's see. Right now, this is looking absolutely terrible for Sasha, right? But so many tier 1 Warrens allow more and more squirrels to come out. Okay, these squirrels right here are the winners. Dude, that's why Tooth and Tail is so insane, man. Because so much of it comes down to unit positioning. This is literally a unit positioning problem. That's why it did not compute. Because check this out. The skunk gas is all over here. So rallying units from this way, they get taken out. But since most of these squirrels are actually rallying from the flank here, they're able to target down the skunk without being in the skunk gas. And now, one skunk is not as scary as 2. And then from here, Sasha has not only the defender's advantage of 5 tier 1 Warrens, pumping out units, plenty of money, never getting supply blocked here, plenty of money to afford everything. Really losing that first skunk was a problem, and now you got the lizards coming in. Yeah, it's really interesting, man. Like it's all about the unit positioning in this game so much. I've lost a million fights where I'm like, okay, on paper I win this easily, 6 ways a Sunday, but then when they actually fight, based on unit positioning, based on micro, a lot of stuff really changes in this game. So interesting flank there really made the difference. All right, let's get into game number 2. All right, on the right-hand side, we've got this guy, and up top, Sasha with the boar snake this time around. Interesting. Still keeping that core of, like, Cam Falcon, going over to Mole as well. So maybe Squizzard versus Squirrel Mole is kind of what's hot at the moment. I have seen some strong players use Toads on this patch as well. Not sure how popular Toads are, if we're going to see any Toads for the remainder of the event here, but I would like to. Kind of an awkward map for both sides, to be honest. Like, Sasha, I wonder if this is just going to be a one-base game, right? And, like, this cabin could be pretty important, but it's also on the attack path, so really you want a cabin that's, like, out in the middle of nowhere, and then nobody ever scouts it, and you just kind of get all that free money. So that cabin's a little sus, but yeah, I mean, expanding's awkward for both sides. I think it's a little better for this guy, maybe. Like, kind of taking the south base. It's going to be a little bit out of the way for Sasha to attack that. But Sasha just doesn't have any, like, movement corridor between their main and their natural. So that can potentially be an issue depending on where this guy strikes. Let's see. Cam first for both sides. Well, like identical right now. Look at the food. That's so cool. So and then tier 1, yep, still identical. So then with this opener, the cam will come out and pay for itself before you can so the squirrel gets paid for it, cam gets paid for it. Like, it's very clean. And then now you can throw down a second tier 1 Warren, I believe. You're not going to block your second cam. Yep, so literally mirror openings here. Very clean openings as well. No supply blocking. Look at this cam coming out, and bam. They get paid for. So very cool. Cam harassment can be really interesting. Cams are just such a good unit in this game. I mean, just in a straight up fight, they're phenomenal. They're also great to sneak around the map, and like, yeah, this one's just going to pick off this cabin real quick. Also, like, if Sasha just like took this mill, you can bring your cam over there, knock it out. What makes it difficult, I mean, anybody watching this, I'm sure knows, but you can't move the camera in Tooth and Tail. If you are like one of my YouTube viewers who hasn't really played much. So cam micro gets really kind of interesting because you have to like send them on missions to go fight stuff, and you just kind of have to think about it. You can see how the one cam's over here already, like, okay, I need to re-stealth it here before it dies, and you don't really have a way to like check in on their HP or anything. Sasha's just gonna go for it, and this guy's cam is out of position. This guy sees the rally though, and this guy did invest $60 into that gristmill down there with the moles though. And the cam out of position. Sasha is just crunching through. Already dealing critical damage here. Man, really unfortunate timing for this guy. Really great timing for Sasha. The fact that this guy was hoping, like I was talking about earlier, like Sasha would take that mill. And then it would just like automatically die to the cam. But instead, Sasha pushes out. And this is kind of... Well, let me hold that thought. This guy's really got to return the favor here, or this game's just over. Like, Sasha got 3 farms, probably a Warren or something too, out of that attack. Yeah, I think that's just it. But, like, I think the mistake that this guy made was trying to... Assuming that we were going to play a real game on this map, right? Excuse me. Generally... Tooth and Tail is very map dependent, so I think Sasha did a really good job of reading the map, recognizing that it's a little bit goofy for expansions, and then going in on just one base attack. Meanwhile, this guy kind of had his chameleon positioned as if the second base was going to get taken from Sasha, but then they took a second base of their own. So that's really why this guy lost that game. Is this guy wanted to play an actual match of like macro tooth and tail, where Sasha was like, this map sucks. Let me just do a one base push, and one of us will win, and we'll move on. So all right, let's get into game number 3. Ooh, spawning in the bottom, Sasha, a little bit confident, I think, now up 2-0, going to play around with the new units in their composition. And over to the top left, this guy, I think they've mostly kept the same deck the whole time. I haven't been paying super close attention. I really like raccoons. I try to make them work in like every game of Tooth and Tail that I play. I do think they're good, especially once you can start massing them up. I really like going for like an 8 farm tier 2 raccoon opening. I think if you're being try hard though, like maybe chameleons are just better. I don't know. I really like that kind of kite, long distance shooting, kind of fast or mobile units, and raccoon feels like it's trying to fill that role. But we'll see how effective they are. What's really nice about the raccoon is that it just makes free money. So when you have them, like Sasha is probably really tempted to try to slam out. See, this guy's like threatening some moles here. Let's see if he's actually going to do it. I think it's too late. I'm not very precise in the mole timing. But yeah, just kind of feigning that. So yeah, I was curious to see how fast Sasha wants to rail down the raccoons. I think Raccoon Wolf is pretty nice. I think with that speed and attack speed buff, they deal. I mean, raccoons hit really hard, so buffing them up is pretty good. I think ultimately the problem with raccoon is they kind of get countered by cams, and cams are just very popular, so they don't pass the does this die to cams check, I guess. Yeah, here comes some early raccoons from Sasha. So I really like these kinds of openings that Sasha's showing here. It's just a little bit of the middle ground, right? Like, let's take an expansion. Let's get a farm. Let's keep building units, though. Meanwhile, this guy is super all in on economy. It's actually probably the better opener, Sasha's kind of doing this middle of the road thing. A little bit of economy, a little bit of army. This guy just railed economy. So this is going to put him in a very big advantage, as long as he doesn't take damage from an attack that Sasha could potentially do by having these early tier 2 units. But I think as long as this guy like throws down his own tier 2 right now, or just keeps pumping out tier 1, should be fine. So far, Sasha has not microed the raccoon out of the territory. That's really what you want to do with their raccoons, because they get free money that way. But it looks like Sasha's just going to go for an attack, and I think this guy should be fine. Curious if Sasha's actually going to commit. No. Just wanted to make sure that this guy was actually building Warrens. But so far, I think I like this game state for this guy at the moment. He's got a very good lead on economy. He's got enough squirrels to like not die. And from here, I mean, the world's his oysters, Is it going to be a badger? Is it going to be more? I'd like to see some tier 2 start coming down. There's the badger, straight up, not even trying to hide it or anything. I think that this is such a good hiding spot for a badger, because if you look at the map, like, is Sasha even going to go all the way back there? Oh, they do. Okay, to be fair. See, this is why I'm so bad at tier 3 in this game, because like, I would have put the badger right there trying to be sneaky, but just placing it like in the most obvious spot resulted in it taking longer for Sasha to scout. Not by very much, though. Sasha being very diligent on the scouting. So Sasha's own tier 3 coming in, and Sasha really likes this crow strategy with the wolf. I think Sasha, I mean, I haven't talked to them about it in a long time, so I don't know if that is the sentiment anymore, but I remember when I was like streaming to get my head around this patch and like playing a bunch of exhibition matches, Sasha was saying how they really like crows in the late game with the wolf buff as just like a sneaky transition you can do. Like, Sasha hasn't shown crows, right? Like, good scout here by this guy. Gonna see that tier 3 coming in. So I mean, I think Sasha's building the better comp. I don't know. This guy's really good with the badger. But wolf, Raccoon Falcon. I think it's going to be fine either way. It's really going to come down to the engagement, man. I mean, I feel like 90% of Tooth and Tail is the engagement. You know, do you do something like control the wolf buff before the engagement? Make sure all your falcons get it, or your raccoons, or something like that. 3 badgers. What? What? Where? What? Huh? How did I miss that? Where's the third one? Am I crazy? Oh my god, there it is. Okay. That's one way to deal with Wolf Falcon, I guess. Holy moly. All right. No crows out of Sasha yet. Just gonna. Okay, here come the crows. The wolf is on the board. This guy's aware of the army comp. This guy wants to delay. And Sasha's not moving out just yet. Doesn't even. Oh, here's the three badgers, bro. Is this good? This has got to be good. I have no idea, honestly. I think that what worries me is Sasha doesn't have a good way to deal with the Falcons unless the Badgers just like murder them very quickly. Even taking a forward mill here, the tank, maybe even to just keep throwing down. Like, what I like about this guy's comp, actually, yeah, keep throwing down Warrens on the front lines, but this guy's got so many tier 1 Warrens. I mean, Sasha does too, I guess. Like, that's what it's going to be all about. Like, after this first attack. All right, let's go. The Badger's kiting back. That's so much HP to chew through with 3 Badgers, dude. One of them looks... Oh, no, that's a Gristmill. I'm sorry. The rev is happening here. Okay, one of them gets shredded down, but you got 2 more left to go through. The Mad Lad is going to get away with it, it looks like. Yeah, dude. 3 Badgers. Holy moly. That's a point on the board for this guy with style. All right. We got to see a good macro game, so that was fun. Cool. Let us move on to match number 4. All right, over in the top right, this guy's same deck, and Sasha in the bottom left, going back to this boar snake style that we didn't really get to see too much of because I believe that was on that kind of clunky map where Sasha just won base all end. I'm not sure. I mean, boar probably is the best like one base all in tier 3 for sure. So even if that's where this game goes, we might see that again. But this is a tough map for both players to have any kind of macro game. I mean, territories are almost touching on spawn, so that means that, you know, we're in for some fast down and dirty Tooth and Tail, if I had to guess. Surprisingly, both players have a good expansion, even though that they're so close together. I mean, this guy has got like the pocket. I mean, this is like the best thing you could ever ask for. The only bad part about it, I guess, is it is vulnerable to cliff harassments. And meanwhile, Sasha's also kind of got a pocket base, for the most part. I mean, there is, you know, another attack path through here. Also got an extra cabin. This can actually really mess with your math, to be honest. Like, if they do, even though the map is small, the most likely thing to happen is an aggressive game. But we could still see them kind of do that gentleman's agreement and go up to 16 farms. And I think in that situation, it favors Sasha because this cabin here, that means that Sasha actually gets 17 farms to 16. And yeah, that can just kind of mess with your math, give Sasha a little bit of an edge. So fast tier 2 from both sides. Snakes I generally like better than cams in that matchup. Depends on the control a little bit, but the snake really deters the best part of the chameleon, which is like attacking with it till it's about to die, and then you re-stealth it and it gets away, and you're like, haha. But the snake will poison that cam and end up killing it anyways. So yeah, looks like we want an aggressive game. Now, I think it's still the case in this patch. The one nice thing about snakes, they are kind of weak in the meta, but I think 1 stack of poison kills a pig. I mean, 2 will definitely do it. So this is kind of brutal. Ugh, this guy could have killed that snake. Oh, he's just sneaking on with his cam. What a weird game. This snake is getting so much work done, dude. 3 pigs. This guy trying to return the favor gets a single pig. Oh my gosh. All right, these are the most fun games of Tooth and Tail. This is what I'm talking about right here. We are in Scrap Lord mode. Definitely just got to recover, rebuild. But that was insane for Sasha. 3 pigs for a snake, and it even killed like a squirrel too. A couple squirrels probably. Yeah, this I think this game's over. I think it's way too big of a lead for Sasha. Let's see. Yeah, snake like yeah, and the cam too, because snake is vulnerable to tier 1. I think. I mean, it depends. Like the micro can be really nice. You get a bunch of snake tags, and but when I see an opponent with snakes, I kind of want to get a bunch of squirrels. All right, this guy trying to do some esports here. I don't think the 1 cam is enough. I know he's desperate. All right, well, Sasha is going off to scout. Oh no, the second cam's here. Okay, gonna get a Warren. Not gonna get the second Warren. Oh, that reveal. Oh my gosh, that's game, bro. That reveal is too much, and Sasha knows it. That is what I do love about high level Tooth and Tail. Like, people just understand tempo so well. Like, Sasha's not going to sit there and try to macro up or anything. Like, killing those 2 cams, plus all the damage earlier. Like, Sasha can just come in here and just slam dunk. Again, doesn't necessarily end the game, but it's just pouring salt into the wound here. Yeah, with this cam, actually, maybe ends the game. Let's see. All right. Yep, Sasha's just going to back up, regroup, maybe wait for those 2 extra cams to come back out. But the damage has been dealt, and this guy has to rebuild these farms, and this just sucks because, like, you can look at the wheat is actually representative of how much food is left on that farm, so you're not really getting your full value out of building a farm that's kind of on its way out. So let's see. I mean, I think it makes, like, you never know with Tooth and Tail, right? Like, again, engagements are so important, positioning so important. Yeah, Sasha's on top of this. Like, yeah, trying to sneak a ninja. You know, it's a very important match. I love this about moles too. Like, you don't even have to think about it. This guy just looking for anywhere to get some damage. Try to get back into this. Yeah, unfortunately, this mole's just gonna take another $60 out of this guy's coffers. Whoop. There it is. But Sasha's not home right now, but I think Sasha's aren't. Oh my god! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Do it. What if this won? Oh my god, please win. No, Sasha. No! Aw, yeah, busted. See, this is what I'm talking about, though, because imagine Sasha, like, moved out to attack. This guy actually would have just won the game. Oh. Oh. See, oh man, like, I see what he was trying to do. Like, if he executed that just a little bit better, like, the squirrels came in when Sasha originally came out, and then Sasha moved up, but I still don't think that would have mattered. I think Sasha would have had to leave the base with the army for that. Oh, never mind. Sasha even already hedged their bets against that. Oh, I love this too. Just moving out with the snakes. I love these kind of low econ, scrappy games. They're super fun. Okay, well, I think this is going to be it, though. Sasha marching forward. Going to take a 3-1 lead here, but it is a best of 7. So this guy is not down and out yet, but on his last life. That was a fun one. Okay. Let us go to the next game. What are we on? Game number 5. Okay, let's do it. All right, this guy with the correct mouse hopper over the top, and Sasha in the bottom with Quartermaster, the incorrect mouse. Or I guess I should say rat. Rat, mouse. Is there a difference? Is there a difference between a mouse and a rat? Is that like an actual delineation between like a species of mammal? Or is that just like interchangeable verbiage? Well, This guy, again, pretty similar setup. Yeah, it looks like decks are pretty similar. Sasha going for that Badger, though, instead of the Boar. Map looks a little better for this guy, I think. I don't know. This is kind of a weird base right here to take for a natural. Yeah, cliff harassment there. So again, I mean, Sasha seems pretty. You know what's really a skill of a high-level Tooth and Tail player is to be able to read the map and adjust accordingly. So I'm curious how Sasha's going to play this. Like, is Sasha just going to evaluate the second base and just say, like, this is not good enough? I think it's fine, especially because there's a ramp right here. So I think if you take this base, you really have to be, like, controlling this position. Like, you really just can't let this guy kind of sneak some units over here. Like, if this guy got some skunks up right here, like, that would just be absolutely devastating. So, quick tier 2 from both sides for now. And this guy is going to go ahead and expand, so let's see how Sasha reacts to that. Does Sasha take the subpar second base? Or do they just go for one base all in? I mean, we saw that the first game, this guy did try to be aggressive against Sasha's opening expansion and didn't quite work out. But as we saw after I kind of looked at it a little bit closer, I think a lot of that had to do with flanking and not necessarily strategy. So curious here what Sasha's going to do. Now, this is kind of, you got to throw at least one. Yeah, okay. I was going to say, you got to throw at least one farm down or else you kind of just spent 60 food for nothing. I don't think I like that farm position by this guy. I probably would have preferred to sneak it in the back, but I am not in the quarterfinals of the tournament, so. And Sasha looks like they will go ahead and expand. I think that's fine. I mean, this is a little bit of a clunky base, but it's not the end of the world. Like I said, if you just control this kind of area here, it doesn't really matter. All right. See how this one goes. I hope this guy gets a point on the board so we can keep going here. If Sasha wins this map, then Sasha advances to the semifinals to fight off against QQ. Sasha's got a little bit of a tough work schedule at the moment, so QQ and Sasha trying to find a time that works for them to play the match. And here comes the Badger. Or we'll have to, I should say, rather. They haven't won just yet. I'm getting ahead of myself here. All right, this guy looking for a chameleon attack. Sasha did scout the Badger. And unit's in a nice position to guard that farm. Okay. So, bringing it back. And Sasha's just going to move out. This is a little bit awkward when you try to do some sneaky stuff with your cams, and now they're not in the best position. Is this going to work? I mean, this guy has invested a lot of money into this Badger. Now, here's the awkward part, too, is the Badger's not going to get paid for because all these units dying. Oh, my gosh. Sasha just rolling over. And I think this guy maybe just went for the Badger a little bit too early here. And Sasha kind of called them out on it. Attacking with a ton of squirrels. But a couple cams are coming in. However, Sasha's already done a ton of damage. And has even got the snakes here to deal with that Badger if it does happen to spawn. This guy trying to micro with this hero chameleon down here to do something, but it looks like Sasha will take this 4-1 here and advance to the semifinals to face off against QQ. And okay, cool. So congratulations, Congratulations to Sasha for advancing to the semifinals to face off against QQ. Like I said, they don't have availability on the weekends to play live, so I think hopefully we can find a way to stream that live. If not, we'll certainly cast a replay and get coverage on that either way. So We're gonna pop over to just a little break here, not too long, and I'm gonna get Melvin Fro versus Tatanka lined up to be live. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.